Hello all, happy Labor Day or happy belated Labor Day, depending on when you're watching this. So as promised, I am making a somewhat quick video kind of detailing all the little things that you can do with PBIS rewards. We had somewhat of a soft launch last week. Most of you guys should have gotten the email that would have taught you how to set up your account on PBIS Rewards, and so I hope you've had a chance to play around with it a little bit. What I am about to show you guys is just what I have learned in playing around with it for the last week or two. I haven't had any formal training. All of the trainings that they have for this are like in the Midwest, and so I haven't gone to any of them. So bear with me as I am just sharing what I have seen in terms of, what I have been experiencing in the last week or so. But these are some of the things that I'm going to hope to cover in this short video. And so let's start with the first one, which is setting up your account. So let's get out of this. You guys should have all gotten an email that looks a little bit like this. I made this one as just like a demo account for me to use for this purpose here. And so the instructions here are to first go to this website here and click on set up new account. So let's go ahead and do that. And so if you look at it, it says set up new account here. We're going to look for our school and select it. And then we are going to put in our email. And so when you do, you should get this little message here where it says password reset or new account setup. So basically, I did not create your password for you. So what it's going to do is it's going to kick you back to your email, and you should get a password recovery link for you to create your password. Again, I didn't create one at all for anybody, and so it's asking you to just create one right off the bat. So I'm just going to go through that. And now that you have your password, you can go ahead and sign in. So just for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to go ahead and sign in with the one that I just created. But then I'm going to go back and I'm going to use my actual teacher account, if you will, so I can really show you guys what it looks like. So, but anyways, as you log in, you should have a page that looks somewhat like this. You have your little menu over here of all the little things that you can do. And then automatically it takes you to the spot where you can reward students one by one. And this is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Like let's say I wanted to award Miss Palacios, and you can tell, like once you click on her name, you can see that she already has a balance of 8 VV bucks. And then you're just going to go through and you're going to select what you want to reward her for. So the main difference between, well, besides it being electronic now instead of paper VV bucks, the main difference is that now we're looking at 3 different levels of vision, attitude, and learning. So the team sat down and we decided that this would be best so that we can see and we can promote growth in our students' behavior. And that we're recognizing it as it's progressing, and that way our students can also track their progression, if you will. So because of this, like if I was to give Gato 3 points for each of vision, attitude, and learning, she would be rewarded with 9. And so you're going to see that reflected in the store because now our items they cost more VV bucks than they did last year. So you can add a comment if you wish, and then you're just going to click reward and it's going to get rewarded. And then she's going to have 17 after I reward her if I wish to do that. If you're looking up here, you can see that we have set a goal of about 120 per day. I believe we did cap out rewards at 150. So if you're doing it this way where you're giving out 9 VV bucks per kid, the math is going to add up pretty quick. So just so you guys know that that's there. But let me go ahead and log into my actual account so I can show you guys the rest. So once you've set up your PBIS rewards, there's actually also another way that I discovered that you can also log in. So if you guys got this email from Mr. Velostos talking about ConnectEd, it takes you to this this little informational guide, and it takes you to this Launchpad ClassLink website. So if you have that set up and you can log into that, you're going to see that there's a PBIS rewards button here. So you can click on that and it'll take you right to your page because PBIS rewards is linked to ClassLink. Or you can also, once you have ClassLink set up, you can just click on the ClassLink button down here instead of having to put in your email and password each time. So that's just, a quick way to get to it if you have that set up. But the second thing that I wanted to show you guys would be this groups feature. And this is what I like the most. This is how I am rewarding kids at the moment. But once you go to the groups feature, you have all your classes automatically just set up right here. This is going to be a little bit different for our teachers and our staff from SSA. I had to input you guys manually, and you guys didn't go in with ClassLink. And because of that, when you go to the group section, you might not see your groups here automatically. I'm working through that to see if I can set up groups for you, but for the meantime, you guys are probably just going to be doing it this way. But anyways, I like this feature because you can click on your class and they all show up. Your Sedai kids are on a different tab. I'm sure you guys saw it just now, but I can go through and I can talk about, let's say these 4 students working in a group and they were working really well together. And so I want to award them for vision, attitude, and learning. And I can include a comment, and the same comment is going to go to all of them. So you can say you worked really well in your groups today. And then you can just click reward, and all those kids are going to get all of these points right here. And so that literally took me maybe a few seconds, and I was able to reward a few points for that class. I also like that I can see all the kids out like this, because then it reminds me, maybe of a kid that I didn't necessarily pay a lot of attention when I was in class, but then if I'm looking at this at the end of class or at the end of the day or at the beginning of next class or whatever, it allows me to reflect on that kid's behavior for that period. And so I kind of like this a little bit better than the VV Bucks, to be honest, because it kind of keeps me accountable a little bit more, whereas the VV Bucks, I was just putting them away sometimes and I would forget about it because I had, so many things to do. So that's the groups tab right there. The next thing is the ID badges feature. And so that would be right down here. I am actually delivering these on Tuesday during advisory to all of your students. If you don't get yours, please let me know ASAP so I can get one for you. But if you wanted to print out your own ID badges, then you can do so here. And so you could do it in whatever format you would like, and then it prints out in this format here. So my intent is that when it comes to ID cards in a week or so, I am going to print out all the students and these address labels here so that we can affix their little QR code on there, because that's going to be really useful for anybody that is trying to reward a student through the app. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. So that's the ID badges feature. The next one is the staff authorization codes feature. And that would be, the login authorization codes. So the reason why I want to point this one out is because of this one right here, the substitute authorization code. So you can actually add in a sub, give them an authorization code that allows them access through the app or through, their phone browser or whatever they want to use for 8 hours so that they can reward students in your absence as well. So I thought it was pretty cool that you can allow, other adults to have this kind of, not control, but to be able to continue your routines when you are not in the classroom. And so that's there for you to use if you wish. So that one is that. The next one I want to talk about that I really like and I'm pretty excited to work through is going to be this workplace rewards feature. So that one is right here. It's called Teacher Rewards. And when you click on it, you go to a separate page. And earlier today, so I had already recorded this, but then it got deleted. But I actually went through and I recognized Mr. Hernandez because he helped me out a lot this summer in building out this PBIS reward system. And so basically what we're doing now this year is we're doing a VV Bucks system, if you will, for teachers. And so you can, if you go up here to my activity, you can do a post and you can, shout someone out or whatever you wish to do. You can also request, okay, that, like, let's say you did some really cool professional development and you feel like you deserve some recognition for that. So you can do that as well. And then if you recommend, that would be this part right here, and you can shout people out this way. And then that you can either post it to the wall or you cannot. It's up to you however you want to do it. But eventually what we're going to be able to do is we're also going to be able to redeem our points for gift cards and other goodies that we're working on putting on here for everybody. Just to kind of, have a little bit of camaraderie and to have some positive behavior supports for us teachers as well. So this I'm pretty excited about. It's going to kind of take the place of our virtual chocolates, but we're still going to get, chocolate and maybe some drinks, like sodas and stuff here and there. So keep an eye out for this. Make sure you're shouting out your peers and your colleagues when, they do something that is collaborative or that has to do with leadership or whatever it may be. So that's the workplace rewards. The next thing I want to talk about is the student authorization codes. So if I go back to PBIS rewards, under students, you can see that all the students in the entire school come up. Okay, and so these ones in teal are the ones that have been logged on using that class link. Okay, all these that don't have teal would be like our SSA students that got manually imported. And so if I'm missing any student, please let me know so I can manually import them. But essentially what you can do, and I'll be passing out, their authorization codes and their login info as it is. But if you wanted to, you could look them up here and you could give all your students this temporary authorization code that they could put into their Chromebook or into their phone if they're using the app. But I didn't print these out for everybody because if you look right here, these are only active for about 5 minutes. And so, use these as you will. If you need to just look up a quick student or a student really quick, then this is here for you to use. And it also tells you like their devices that have already been logged in. So that's that one. So I'll probably make a separate one to teach you how to log the students on, and that way you can show that one to them as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in to this rewards app. So the rewards app I like because it allows people who aren't necessarily in the classroom in front of a computer at all times to reward students. And so this is what the app looks like essentially. And you can recognize a student by clicking here and it'll take you to this little page right here. And if you look, you can scan their QR codes in order to reward them. So if you're in the office, if you're a DSO, if you're an SRO, whatever it may be, you still have the capability of rewarding students, which is why I'm going to try and put the QR codes on their ID cards. So stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you how to log your kids in to the PBIS Rewards website.